So guys, real quick before I hop in today, so today's piece is titled "Your Financial Opportunity," and we're going to talk a little bit today, big picture. Okay, we're going to talk about the macro. And then we're gonna dig in, and we're gonna look at the micro as well on what doing some things that we coach on and encourage people to do can really mean for your business. And we're calling this, look at your real financial opportunity. We're going to dig into how the name Protect One Family came to fruition and became the name we used for over a decade for our group here. And but before we do, guys, I want to draw your attention to a tool that all of us have access to. Okay, guys, we all get on this the Monday morning meetings. Hopefully, you get on here because you want to be on here, but it is definitely to get any organizational bonuses. You need to be on all these. You need to do a couple of things. One is you need to qualify for them. And guys, I want to share with you for the rest of the quarter. Okay, and we're going to be announcing incentives by quarters this year, but I want everybody to be aware of a couple things. So one is that PIF Perfect. Okay, whenever someone sells $100, sells premium in each of the months, each of the weeks in a sales month. Usually there's 4 weeks in a month, but every now and then there's 5. Every once a quarter there's a month with 5. When you protect at least one family each week, you win PIF Perfect. Okay, and you win $100 if you sell at least $10,000 of premium. Okay, and excuse me, you don't have to sell $10,000 of premium. That's for Family Heritage Bonus. You get $100 for that. Now, guys, if you hit PIF Perfect and get to $15,000 of premium, okay, that means Family Heritage is giving you a $375 bonus. Okay, it's an extra 125 over the 250 that you get for selling 10,000 of premium. But Davenport agencies and Snyder agencies will add an additional $300 to your PIF Perfect bonus for a total of $400. So you'll be getting 375 for hitting 15,000 with 15,000 with Family Heritage. You'll get an additional $400 for doing that, and while being PIF Perfect with us, with Davenport Snyder agencies. That's a $750 monthly bonus by simply doing PIF Perfect and hitting $15,000 of premium. Is that something anybody on here can get behind and get excited about?
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Okay, cool. I was hoping so. Because it's time, guys. It's time to take the gloves off, and it's time to start going after it. Now, guys, there are a couple things that do have to happen for PIF Perfect to pay out. One is your stats do need to be posted each and every night. Okay, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, and what's the next night where they need to be posted?
Friday
night, guys. And I'm going to tell you right now. Kyle and I spend some time every Sunday putting together the good news PowerPoint. Spend a couple hours most Sundays preparing for the Monday morning meeting. And one of the least favorite things to do is tracking people down to get Friday's stats on Sundays. So that's something that needs to get done. And we've got a little ticker. And if someone just doesn't have their stats posted, it's okay. We'll track them down, but for that extra work, the payoff is there's not going to be any monthly bonuses paid out by the organization. So if you really want those, just get stats posted. And if you're someone that ever forgets anything, I know I do. I forget things sometimes. Stick it in your phone. Stick it in your phone every night twice. Once at 7 p.m. and once at 9 p.m. or whatever times that won't interrupt your family time. And when it goes off, just post your stats. Or make sure you get them to your manager, and then make sure that your manager, when they get them from you, make sure that they get posted, because if they don't get posted, no bonuses. So let's just make sure that definitely happens. Okay, that's an easy, controllable activity for us to do. Easy to do, easy to not do, and you get to decide. There's awesome benefits from doing it, and then there's no benefits from not doing it. So the other thing we need to do is be on 4 out of 5 Zoom meetings throughout the week. Okay, we don't do these just for our fun, just for our health. We do these to help people improve. But just like any tool, they only help you get better if you use the tool. Okay, so we want to be sure that we're using these tools that we have available. So be sure to be on, okay? Zoom tracks who's on there, and then Nicole goes in after each one, and she's got a great little spreadsheet, and she puts in whenever people are on there. And she also marks if they're on there for less than a certain amount of time. So just be on here, be ready to rock and roll. Of course, if you do have an enrollment, you have something happen, you have an emergency come up, that's fine. Just let us know. Okay. We're humans. Things do come up, but you do need to be on 4 out of 5 unless some previous notice was given on that. That being said, guys, when you do happen to have one that you miss here and there, I wanted you guys to know that we are recording these, and these Zooms are being uploaded to our YouTube channel. Okay. Again, it just says YouTube channel and a bunch of letters and numbers upload, but I will send you guys out the link. But I believe if you just go to youtube.com and you type in Globe Life, Davenport and Schneider agencies, you'll find this. Okay. And they're on here, like Rachel Hutchinson's awesome training that she did on Monday morning. It's right there. Okay. Published on January 11th, which was Monday later that morning. It was an hour and 9 minutes about selling over Zoom and some best practices with that. Okay. And guys, on that topic, I know that she did that. And then I know that also Zach and Brian did a wonderful training yesterday morning on using the phone and being effective with that. Guys, I do want to let you guys know that these things are all wonderful, but it's to have. But it's not either or, you know. The NFL playoffs wild card was last weekend, guys, and I didn't see a single team that ran or passed the ball. Okay, the Cleveland Browns, they're the best running team in the NFL, but Baker Mayfield, their quarterback, still dropped back and passed a whole bunch. Okay, they had a balanced attack, and much like an NFL team has a balanced attack, they run and pass. Guys, we need to have a balanced attack. We need to be able to very, very effectively go out and see people face to face and sell, because that's our bread and butter. That's what we've done for 31 years at Family Heritage, and it's what we've done for 120 years at Globe Life. The 120 year of our, I guess we're in our 121st year for Globe Life, founded in 1900. Okay, guys, we also need to be catching up and sharpening our saw with technology. Okay, and being able to, once we do see people face to face, be able to go home and call up their referrals that are 3 states away, book an appointment over Zoom, and protect their family too. Okay, so we need to be able to do both. I don't want anybody to mishear that the whole trajectory of the company is changing over to doing everything like this. We're not even close. It is just a great skill to develop and be able to have in case you get in a situation where, you know, like 9 months ago when everyone was home and businesses were shut down for a month and a half, it was great to be able to have that skill. So I just want to make that real crystal clear with everybody. We cool on that? We understand?
Clear.
Awesome. Thanks.
Absolutely. Got it.
Perfect, guys. Thank you so much. And awesome training, by the way, on that the last couple of days. And I certainly encourage you guys to practice it out. If you haven't gotten yourself a Zoom, your own Zoom number yet and started practicing with friends or family, do so. Okay. Again, it wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. Learn how to do it now. So if you are in a situation where you have to, you get sick and you got to stay home for 2 weeks, you know, like some people, it's good to be able to still protect families and produce income for yourself. Okay. Wasn't raining when Noah built the ark, right? We've said that a bunch lately. So guys, I want to chat with you guys a little bit about our financial opportunity and a little bit about the name Protect One Family. So guys, Protect One Family's name, P1F. Okay. Family Heritage used to call a P1F a PIF. Anybody know what that little acronym stood for? PIF?
Protect One Family.
Protect.
Okay, that's what it stands for in the course of our group, Protect One Family. Back in the day, before Protect One Family was ever even a thing, PIF stood for a person in the field. Okay, it was just a person in the field, an agent that sold a policy. Now we call that a submit. Okay, well, one of our dear friend took that and she goes, well, what if you were to take PIF, P-I-F, and change it to P1F, and it's Protect One Family? To PIF, you have to protect one family. She said that's so much more impactful, so much more personal than just, you know, PIF. And I took that. I was like, yeah, that's great, because at the end of the day, all of our spreadsheets, all of our if you look right here at this personal earnings, okay, 5 applications per week. How many families are you protecting each day on average if you protect 5 in a week?
Uno.
One, right? 5 work days, assuming you work a 5-day work week, you're protecting one family. So guys, if you just go out here and you protect one family a day, I'm going to start off with a little bit of macro. This is what your business can look like, okay? Protecting a family a day, averaging $900 of premium, about $75 a month, $900 per year, working 48 weeks a year, which means you're taking 4 full weeks of vacation, a full month off each year, pretty much whenever you want to, okay? That means that you are making about $75,000 in your first year in the business, okay? That's protecting one family per day. Now you come back in your next year and it says 37 and 2, because remember guys, you're starting at a 30%, right? Then you're spending, after $50,000 of premium, then you are moving to, actually, instead of just telling you about this, I've got it pulled up on one of these. Here we go. So remember, after $25,000 of personal premium, you go to a 35% contract, 35 and 1, the 1 being the renewal, okay? Once you get to $50,000 of premium, then you go to a 40% contract, a 40 and what? 40 and 2. That's right, 40 and 2. Guys, if you know the answers to these, just blurt them out real fast, because otherwise we'll sit here in silence. And it's gonna. So thank you guys for participating. 40 and 2 when you get to 50,000. Now, guys, there's also a shortcut, okay, to get to a 40 and 2 contract. Anybody know what that is? Anybody know how you can get to a 40 and 2 contract without having to sell $50,000 of premium?
Train one person to
standard.
That's right, guys. Train one person to quick start, to the quick start bonus, right? So guys, anybody remember that game Candyland? When you were a kid, where you could go around the long windy roads, or if you landed on the right square, you could just take a shortcut over and cut out like 25 of the squares and get way ahead of your opponent. Guys, this is kind of like Candyland, okay? Let's say you go out and you recruit someone. Let's say, like, for example, I've been using Casey Fine's been an example we've been using. Nick Canatomo just started with us last week, right? So if Casey were to go out and field train, be the main field trainer, okay, for Nick, and he hits the quick start bonus, which is selling $10,000 of premium over his first 4 weeks. And again, you don't have to take the full 4 weeks. I believe Casey hit that bonus in 8 days. So it doesn't have to take the full time. And what's the other part? 4 FIT modules, right? Fundamental interactive training. You gotta do 4 of those. But if she was the key person training him, she would then go ahead and leapfrog right up to a 40 and 2 contract. Okay, guys, there's someone just hopped on that's got a bunch of background noise. Just be sure that you hit mute if you're not speaking. That'll help out a bunch. Now, guys, the way to get to a 45 and 2 contract, which is called Field Director 4, that's hitting $150,000 of premium. That's $100,000 more than your previous, right? So that's 20 greenouts, or that's 10 eagles, or just train 2 additional people to quick start, 3 for your career, and you can take a leapfrog over to 45 and 2. So guys, these are things that we can control, and most people don't get them by training people to quick start. You know why? Because you have to work really, really, really hard on the front end to get a skill level to be good enough to train people. Okay. And some people come in and they've already been spending time before we hired them to develop that skill level, and they're able to take that, and that's great. Good for them. They are going to be rewarded for that effort and for that time put in. So just understand that, guys, this is something that we can control, and it's a wonderful opportunity. But I think sometimes people forget that you can train a person to quick start, get yourself that good that quick, and before you get to 50,000, yeah, you can get there. All right, so just a lot of fun to be able to do. I don't want to say take shortcuts, but kind of be the most effective way to get there even quicker. So guys, back to the macro, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of micro on this. And by the way, if anybody has a question through this, just ask. Okay, it's a small group of 24 of us on here. Okay, so feel free to ask. And if you don't feel comfortable asking in front of the group, just write that question down. and call me or your direct manager when we get done, and we'd be delighted to go through this with you. Okay. This is stuff that made no sense to me at all the first 16 or 17 times that I heard it. Kind of did, but I didn't really completely understand it until I first tried to explain it to another person. And then when I called Peter to have him explain it to me and that person, I listened better than ever before. Okay. Best way to learn is to teach. All right. So guys, you come back here your second year, you're already at 40%. Okay. And at 40%, the next year, instead of making 75,000, you're making 82,000 just from that jump in commission percentage. Okay. In addition to that, guys, you also make $3,055. Where's that coming from, guys?
Renewals.
Yeah, that's the renewals. That's the income.
Renewals.
Yeah, that's the money you're being paid in year 2 from the sales you made in year 1. Guys, that's the beauty of our business. It's a renewal business. We get paid this year on work we did last year. Okay. We get paid next year on the work we're doing this year. Okay. It's important to understand right from the jump. That's not normal. Most businesses don't have that. That's one of the reasons probably why each of us chose this career. Okay. It's a beautiful thing. Let's hop down to year 5. And again, this would actually move a lot faster than this. You'd be at a 50% contract by year 3. So this is pretty conservative, but I think you get the idea. You can kind of see that the income goes up every year. Year 5 here, you're making 107,000 of premium. And again, of course, it could happen a heck of a lot faster than that. But then you've got 4 years of renewals behind it, which add up, you can see, to over 16, almost $17,000. Okay. That's a grand total of 124, just a couple bucks shy of 125. And it continues on. Guys, you've heard Todd say this probably, if you've been on a call before, you've heard Todd Stiles say his number that he's really focused on is getting his monthly renewals up to $3,333 a month. Anybody know the value of that? And Todd, if you're on, you can share it too.
That's like having 1 million big ones in the bank.
You got it, Josiah. It sounds like you've been in a meeting or two with Todd where he's explained that. So guys, that's the same thing. Having $3,333 of renewals coming in per month. Guys, that's the same thing, okay, as having $1 million in the bank, sitting there in cash, and being able to take out 4% every year. And the 4% rule just means that you can count on that money to replenish itself through interest. Okay, 4% is a pretty conservative number. It's been 7-8% sometimes, but 4% is a pretty conservative. 4% of $1 million is 40 grand, and 40 grand a year divided by 12 months is $3,333. So once you get to year 8, in this example, once your renewals are more than 33, they're right at $40,000 right here between year 8 and 9. That's the same thing as having $1 million sitting in the bank that you're skimming 4% off each year, because you've got over $40,000 a year of renewals. Okay. Now, guys, if you want to speed up this whole renewal thing, don't just go out and personal produce yourself. That's where we all start, right? You have to start that way. But guys, if you really want to harness the true opportunity of this, and again, I say true opportunity, some of you guys are looking at this going, well, hey, making 100 grand, making 200 grand, that's a pretty big opportunity. And it is. Okay. And it's all relative, guys. I've got a dear friend coming in to work with me starting in a week after next, who 200 grand, if you back up 5, 6, 7 years ago, before he moved to Tamarindo and started his own business down there in Costa Rica, this was the jumping off spot for him. So he's looking certainly bigger than that. So, so again, it's all relative. But guys, if you go over here, this is just personal sales. Okay. Go over to the team earnings triangle. And guys, this shows building a team. Okay. It shows learning our process, attending our 101, our Family Heritage Leadership Academy 101, then the 201, then the 301, and then agency owner training, should you go that far. Which, by the way, guys, if you haven't registered yet for the 101, if you're new, if you've never been to the 101, you need to register today. Okay. Whether you qualified or not. Okay. Because by registering, you're telling yourself, I'm going to qualify. And guys, the way you qualify is one of two things. In the last 6 months, you have to have either greened out twice, that's selling $5,000 of premium in a week, or $25,000 of premium total during that last 6 months. Okay. And so again, if you haven't done those two things yet, you can green out this week and next week and qualify, and you're in. Okay. Even if you're brand new and starting this week, Patrick and Aaron. So, and then the 201 takes a little bit different. And by the time you get to the 301, there's some team things in place and recruiting things that need to happen. But make sure you go to that 101. If you've been to the 101, haven't been to the 201, go ahead and enroll. Go ahead and sign up. It takes 3 minutes online, and then just make it so. Go and qualify. Know what it takes to get there and get there. If you don't qualify for some reason, guys, you won't go. It's online. Okay. It's not like there's an airline ticket being purchased or hotels being booked. It's online right now. So there's no harm. Just go ahead and it's one of those things like a cancer policy, like anything else. It's better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. Better to register. And then if you don't qualify, you don't go, than to qualify. And, oh man, I forgot to register, so I can't go for another 6 months till they have the next one. So go ahead and register. But guys, this is override income. And this does not show coming in here and recruiting 14 people your first year. Okay. Because most people are like me. Most people come into this business. I've never recruited anybody before I started this business. So this assumes that you have a team size of 1 human being in your first year. And then after that first year, you're adding 2 net people per year. So just 1 every 6 months. Okay. A lot of you guys on here have recruited people. Okay. So it can happen. It's possible. The only thing keeping you from recruiting 1 every 6 months or more is just being consistent with the effort. Okay. It's just talking to people that you meet. So this here, guys, shows that on a 10% override, okay, this person would earn roughly $17,000. So let's say we hire a new guy and his name's Joe. Joe's on your team. Okay. You go teach Joe how to sell 5 policies per week. Joe's going to make the numbers that you saw on the other spreadsheet. What was that, about 75K? You as his trainer, you're going to make another 17,000. Okay. Not too bad. Not chump change. Now, guys, let's fast forward 1 year. Okay. Joe's still here and we've added 2 more people. All right. Josephine and Joanne. Everyone's got Joe names today. So those 3 people average 5 policies per week. Okay. And maybe you do it with 3 people. Maybe you have 5 people that average 3 policies a week. The point is 15 policies per week, regardless of how you get there. All right. That on the same override is now making you $53,000 of override income. Okay. Oh, by the way, there's an extra, we get renewals also on our team sales too. So there's $2,600 coming in from Joe's sales the previous year. You add those together, it's about $55,000. Well, guys, don't forget who's training these Josephine and Joanne and Joe. You are, right? So if you are, you're also selling about at least 5 policies per week, protecting at least 5 families. So in your second year, you're earning $85,000, okay, from your personal sales. Well, plus the $55,000 from the 3 Joes out there. You put those 2 together, your total triangle, that's over $140,000 of income, guys, in year 2. So again, there's the slow way. Doing it all yourself takes a lot longer. And then there's kind of the fast track and the more fun way, doing it with other people. Okay. And guys, along the way, if you're doing the job the right way and your sales skills are there and you're developing and we see the effort, there's going to be some people placed on your team. Okay. But guys, remember, people that are placed on your team just by your manager, you probably don't have a whole lot of say so in that. You could say no, but you don't get to go, no, I don't want this one. I want that other guy that you hired last week. I want him on. You don't decide. It's not your person. Okay. Anybody know if you're doing that, if you're waiting for someone to give it to you, you're being a goldfish. We've said this before. Anybody know what goldfish eat?
Whatever they're given.
Whatever you sprinkle in the bowl, right? You want to be a shark, guys. You know what sharks eat?
Whatever they want.
Whatever they want to. That's right. Exactly.
Really good tuna.
So if you want to really good tuna, that's right. So if you want really good tuna, go out and identify some really good tuna. Introduce that really good tuna to me or your manager or your agency owner, and let's have that conversation with that tuna. Okay, with that great prospect. Okay, we'll help you. If they're a good fit, great, they'll come on board, and if they're not, that's okay too. All right. Had a really great conversation yesterday with a lady named Linda here in Raleigh that Johnny's known for several years. Okay. It's tough for us to connect. She's got her own business, and she's taking a good hard look at our business now. I believe she watched the Career Spotlight yesterday if she followed through on everything. So we should be having another chat today. So, and we'll see. We don't know if along the way she'll show that she's not really a fit for us. And if that's the case, that's okay. There's a lot of other tuna in the sea, right? So, guys, the macro on this whole deal is this. Okay. This just shows 10 years. This just shows building a team. Again, you selling 5 policies per week personally over a 10-year period per week, taking a month of vacation every year, and then having an organization of 1 your first year, 3 your next year, 5 your next year, 7 your next year. So just very slow, steady growth. Might some people leave the business along the way? Yup. So that means maybe this year, if you lost 1, maybe you added 3. That's okay. Nothing ever works out as perfectly as you see on a spreadsheet. Spreadsheets are nice and neat. Life's messy. Okay. And that's okay. But guys, look out here. By year 6, you got an 11-person team that's selling $3.4 million of premium between you and them. Guys, that's $500,000 of income. Okay. Between your personal sales and 5 years of renewals, and your team sales and 5 years of renewals on that. And guys, I want to let you know a little hint. The renewals on the team sales, let's look and see what they are on personal. On just personal, they are $23,544. On the team, you think they're more or less?
More.
You're exactly right. On the team, there's 64,230. So there's significantly more, almost about 3 times as much. So guys, team building works. Going to work works. And it's a lot of fun. So guys, that's a little bit on the macro. I'm going to break down the micro here over the next 5 minutes or so. Might blow your mind a little bit, but any questions on anything I shared so far? Okay, cool. So guys, again.
Oh, Van, I got a quick question. Today's my first day. I can start recruiting people in the field, right?
You absolutely can, and you absolutely should, Patrick. Absolutely. Thanks for asking that. Yeah. Guys, in the past, we made a huge mistake in the past. We used to say, we don't want to confuse new people by showing them how to recruit when they first get started. Let's wait until they get their feet underneath them for a month or 2, and then we'll talk about recruiting. But guys, the problem is once a person's been here for 2 months, they've got this thing called habits, and they're in the habit of not talking to people about our business if they've not recruited from day one. Okay. And that's a bad habit in our business. That's a habit that will cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. Okay. And we'll keep a lot of families from getting protected. So creating that habit, Patrick, right now, day 1, absolutely. Okay. And you're probably never going to be a worse field recruiter than you are on your first day. Just like you're probably never going to be worse at sales than you are on your very first day. And that's okay. We as humans typically get better. We practice. We have scripts. We have MP3s. We have all kinds of things to practice that for people that are interested in putting in the work, they can develop those skills as fast as they want to and get really good really fast. So thanks for asking about that, Patrick. Yes, recruit early and often, and just edify Kyle. Tell him how awesome he is and what he means to you and why you're working with him. And then just make that introduction. Hey, he's a super busy guy. But if I can get 5 minutes of his time, I'd love to make an introduction. You got a minute for me to give him a quick call? Great. Oh, you don't? Well, I'm going to send your contact to him. Here's his contact. I'm going to ask him to give you a call later today. What's the best time for him to call you? Okay. And just send a quick text to both people, to your recruit and to Kyle on the same strand. Hey, Kyle, this is Joe. Joe, this is Kyle. You might put a few more words in there, but that's pretty simple. I want you guys to have a conversation. I promise you, Kyle knows what to do from that point, just like I do. Okay. Usually ends up pretty well. So guys, that's a little bit, just kind of a reminder on the career time. And by the way, if anybody wants to do a screenshot of this, if you don't have this handy, this is key. And keep this handy, guys. Keep this in your phone. Save it in your photos. And guys, in your photos, whenever you have a photo picked up, there's a heart. There's an outline of a heart. If you touch that heart, that puts it in a little folder called your favorites. So if you save this in your favorites, you can access it anytime. So you can know when your next promotion is coming up. You know, you can understand that. We'll talk about the value of understanding when your next promotion is coming up here in just a second. So guys, this next tool right here is a piece that I worked with Nicole about a year ago to put together, because I really wanted people to understand what's the real value. And guys, I apologize. It's 8:38 right now. This is going to be about 5-7 more minutes. So if you can hang. And if you have to go, hey, you have to go. I get it, but hang out if you can, because this is pretty cool. So I'm going to use an example. Casey Fine just had her first recruit hit the field last week. Okay. Casey's in her 7th week right now. So hasn't been here a ton of time. She just started doing, Patrick, what you're talking about right now. She started recruiting before she even hit the field. She was already talking to Nick Canatomo about this opportunity, introducing him to me, and getting that process started. So while she was actually in Sales Academy, I think I was doing the final interview with Nick and his wife in the Raleigh office. So guys, understand that Casey really quickly got herself to field trainer 2. And guys, just to remind you, field director 2 or sales professional 2, that is a 35 and 1. She got there by hitting $25,000 of premium. She basically did that in just over her first 3 weeks. Okay. I think it was her 4th week where she broke 25,000. Okay. So that means that when Nick comes on board, if she still is a field director 2, okay, then she's at a 35 and 1 contract. Okay. She's at 35 and 1. Nick comes in at a 30 and 1. So what would that field director 2, or in this case, Casey, what would she earn from Nick's sales?
5%.
Right. 5%. So she would earn 35 minus 30, which is 5, and 1 minus 1, which is 0. That's the same renewals. So no renewals just yet. It's 5% on the first year sales. Okay. So that means 5. So the spread new on a contract so she's on a 35 and 1. So try to follow me on this one. The financial impact of a field director 2, and then developing another agent into a field director 2. So with Casey's at 35 and 1, hires Nick at 30 and 1. The spread is 5 and 0. 5 new, 0 renew. That 5% is paid on $25,000 of premium. Okay. That means the new commissions paid to that field director 2 would be $1,025. Okay. Now you might be looking at that going, wait a minute, 5% of 25,000 is more than that. It's $1,250. You're right. It is $1,250. So there is about 17% of that business that will cancel over the first year. That's factored right in there. So what'll be left after cancellations is $1,025 on average. Now, if Nick's amazing and no one ever cancels on him, then she'll make $1,250. But we all have some cancellations. So
I got you, Casey.
So guys, that's number 1. Now, Brian and I had a conversation last week with Casey, and we said, hey, Nick's getting ready to start here in a couple days. I think this was Monday or Tuesday night. We're having this conversation. Now, right now, you're at a 5% with a 0% renewal. You can change that real quickly. And she said, oh yeah, how? We said, well, you can get to $50,000 in the next couple of weeks, because she was already sitting at 34,000. I mean, hitting at a pretty good clip. So by doing so, by Casey getting herself to $50,000 of premium or training a person to quick start, okay, she would then go to 40 and 2. 40 and 2, that means that spread becomes more. Understand, guys, a leader's income from their team members is the spread, meaning it's the difference between the leader's contract and the rookie's contract. So in this case, when Casey gets herself to $50,000 of premium, becomes a field director 3. She's then at a 40%. Nick's at 30. So how much does Casey make?
10%.
10%.
That's right. Now, also another wonderful phenomenon happens at this level too. What happens to Casey's renewals?
Get 1%.
It goes up
Double.
to 2%, right? So now there's an actual spread, meaning there's a difference between her and Nick. So Casey's at 2, Nick's at 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So I know it seems really elementary on the math, but guys, so this is where Casey's shooting to get, hopefully by the end of next week. We'll see. I mean, pushing hard, making it happen. But when at 40-2, now, okay, when this new person starts at a 30-1, this field director 3 makes a 10-1 spread on the first $25,000 of premium, which that 10% is $2,050 after average renewals, and that 1% renewal is $1,500. Okay, for a total of $3,550. Now, when Nick gets that raised to 35-1, he becomes a field director 2, or if he's not in leadership yet, he would be called a sales professional 2. Either way, level 2. Okay, then that spread would go back to a 5-1, because again, Casey's at 40-2. He would then be at 35-1. 40 minus 35 is 5. 2 minus 1 is 1. 5-1 spread. On that next $25,000 of premium, Casey would then make $1,025 of new commissions, and she would also still make $1,500 of renewals, the same 1%. So that's an additional $2,525. Add that together. Whoops, sorry, just messed that up. That's $6,075 of total compensation for someone that's a field director 3, adding a new person and bringing them up to that level. There's $6,000 of compensation there. Okay. Anybody confused yet? If so, it means you're paying attention. That's good. Guys, I'm going to go a couple more levels real quick, and we can certainly pick this up a little bit on a future Zoom. But any field director 4s out there? I see the picture of one smiling right now. Josiah Carr, you're field director 4, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, and there's a few of you also out there, I know. But guys, when you're a field director 4, that means you've got to a 45-2 contract. Okay, you've either sold $150,000 of lifetime premium, or you've trained 3 people to win the quick start bonus. Okay, you're at a 45-2 contract on your personal sales and on your override spreads. Okay, so if Josiah were to go out, and he's talking to actually a family member right now to potentially come work with us. If that family member does come with us and Josiah works directly with that person and brings him up to that same field director 4 level, then Josiah would earn a 15-1 spread on the first $25,000 of premium. Again, 45-2 minus the 30-1 rookie contract is a 15-1. That means every time that rookie sells a policy, Josiah is making half as much money on the front end as the new person, and the same amount of renewals. Not a bad gig for a leader, right? And guys, the reason for that is it's compensating that leader for taking personal time out of the field to come and show you how to grow and build your business. So very, very fair and equitable. So on that first $25,000 of premium, Josiah would earn $3,075 and $1,500 of renewals. On the next $25,000 of premium, Josiah would then earn $2,050, okay, on the front end, $1,500 of lifetime renewals for another $3,550. And then when that person gets to a 40-2 contract, you'll notice that the renewals go away, because the field director 4 is also at a 2% renewal, okay? But there is still that 5% spread between 45 and 40. And that's on the next $100,000 of premium, okay? Because guys, remember, that's a little bit from 50 to 150 right there. That's $100,000 being sold there. A little bit more. It's going to take a little bit longer. Well, the new commissions on that $100,000 of premium on a 5% override is going to be $41,000. That's after average cancellations. Excuse me, at $4,100, not 41,000. That'd be big. But if you add those together, that means the value of bringing that person along is worth $12,125. $9,225 of that is new commissions. Okay, and if your account's clear, you'll see all $92.25. If you still have an account balance, then you're going to see 60% of that $92.25 up front, the other 40% paid as those clients make their month 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 payments. The $3,000 of renewals, that's going to come trickling in over time. Okay. Remember, guys, this isn't a get rich quick scheme, right? It's a get rich slow scheme. However, it does definitely have the get rich aspect of it, which is pretty cool. Guys, it continues on at Field Director 5. I know we've got a couple of those on here. Zach, Field Director 5, Brian Glazinski, Field Director 5, right, guys? Whoop, whoop. Let me hear from the Field Director 5s. Guys, there you go. And you can kind of see, guys, the value of getting here. And you want to get these go get these as fast as you want to, because, yeah, you earn more on your personal sales, but you also, it's more valuable in your overrides as well. Check this out. When Brian or Zach, excuse me, brings in someone brand new, and guys, these guys have been here for 4 years. You know, actually, Brian hit his 5-year anniversary this past August. Zach's going to hit 5 years coming up in what, June? Sound about right?
June 1st. Yep.
There we go. So these guys, when they're hiring a new person, and guys, once you get to Field Director 5, sometimes you're working directly with new people, but sometimes that new person's coming in and working with someone on your team who may be a Field Director 4 or 3 or 2. Okay, you start having some layers in here. Okay, and understand here, like for this example, when Brian's in here at 50 and 3, Casey's in here. Let's say she gets to her 40 and 2. And Nick's here at 30 and 1. Well, that means when Nick makes sales, Casey's going to be making a 10 and 1 spread, right? As a Field Director 3. Well, guess what? Brian earns the spread between he and Casey, right? And that's also a 50 and 3 minus 40 and 2 is also a 10 and 1. So that means that those two earn the same amount of overrides. And guys, that's pretty fair, because do you think Casey's going to be doing 100% of the field training, or do you think Brian might be stepping in and helping out with that quite a bit? It's the latter, just in case you were wondering. Brian will be doing quite a bit of that. So it's a moving deal. And guys, it takes a little while to kind of figure it out and have all the moving parts. But this is what, if Brian were to work directly with Nick Canatomo, okay, and bring it all on the way. If Casey wasn't involved at all, for example, in this, then Brian would earn 4,100 of new on Nick's first 25,000 in sales, 3,000 of renew. Okay. On the next 25,000 in sales, he would earn 3,075 new, 3,000 renew. On the next $100,000 of sales, he would earn $8,200 of new and $6,000 of renewals. Okay. For 14,002. And then on that last 150,000 in sales, because remember, to get from 150,000 to 300, that's $150,000 right there. On that last 150, it'd be a 5 and 1 spread. So that would be $6,100 new and $9,000 of renewals for over 15,000. If you add all that together, guys, that's over $42,000 of compensation for bringing somebody up along the way to that same level, selling $300,000 of premium. So guys, I'm going to pause right there. Are there any questions from anybody? Because this document continues into market director and regional director, but I'm not going to hop into that right now today. That's a whole nother 30-minute Zoom that could go long as well. But any questions from anybody on this right now? Because I welcome the opportunity to catch up with you guys and dig in with these more. But once you know and you understand the real value, guys, remember, everybody listens to the same radio station, right? Remember what it is?
WWIF.
WIFM. That's right. What's in it for
There
me?
it is.
WIFM. What's in it for me? So, and so when you know what's in it for you, it oftentimes affects our activity, our engagement, and how hard will we push. So guys, I hope today was helpful. And again, if you don't feel like asking questions out here in public, call me directly, call Kyle directly. We'd love to go through this with you. But when you truly understand and harness the power of our business is when you can take full advantage of it and really protect a lot of families and help a lot of people that you may meet during the day, or maybe that you've known for the last 20 years that are just stuck in that dead end job, that are just waiting for someone to come along and save them and give them a better opportunity. So guys, thanks so much for being on here today. Remember, back from the beginning, bonuses are getting bigger. We are, oh, by the way, guys, we are also continuing. I won't announce it right now, but there is personal and field recruiting bonuses are larger than just what the company is offering. We're buttoning that up today, and we'll announce that on a later Zoom this week. But suffice to say, there will be a lot of bonus cash paid out for doing some personal recruiting and field recruiting here the rest of 2021. So have a great day today, guys. Feel free to give me a call, and please make sure stats are posted. Make sure you're on the Zooms, and please utilize our YouTube channel. It's out there to be used. It's a great resource, but like any tool, only helps when we use it. Have a great day, guys. Thanks a bunch.